Okay, so we're gonna go down 1 Claw, 1 Sephiroth for the 4th Baron and the 1st Emperor of Bones. We're gonna run it back. Yeah, I guess it's possible you could do a Goryo's build with Gristlebrand. Nice that Cage isn't stop Baron. Okay, Emperor of Bones in. A few double tokens get double enters. Yeah, now we're cooking. Again, I do think the key with Baron Zemo is to keep the curve as low as possible, because Boyo casting 3 spells for free is pretty game winning. They don't need to be too crazy. Okay, nice hand. Let's keep. My opponent has lost connection to the game. Okay, now they've rejoined. And we try combining Zemo with Skateboard to help him seem cooler and to help him attack. Problem with Skateboard is you really need to be playing Saga, which Saga's pretty awkward in triple black mana cost deck. I think 1 push pull might be better than Claw. I mean, I think I want 2 Claws so I could be recurring them with Nightmare sometimes. Like, that's been really nice. Push pull also kind of... Wait, does pull go from the graveyard? It does, doesn't it? Or maybe I'm misremembering. You know, sorry, you can't cast this one from the graveyard. Oh no, this matchup was really bad before, although they're playing Cranial Plating. So maybe they're not playing as infinite amounts of graveyard hate. Well, I mean, it's a good draw. Okay, also interesting, my opponent chose to play Emery turn 1 over the Emissary. They cast Cranial Plating from the yard, which is good against my plan to Bowmaster them after they bobble, I guess. So I think I want to start trying to make some mana. Nice. So that, yeah, we got +4 mana next turn. We can Nightmare back a Zemo, maybe. Might be weak if they have some graveyard hate to get off the Saga next turn. They do target the bobble, so... Oh, but they cast Kappa Cannoneer, sure. So we do have a bunch of Flare of Denials in the deck for the Kappa. I guess we're just dead. Unless we can draw into Nightmare. So the best way to draw... Not Nightmare Flare. The best way to draw into Flare is going to be with Nightmare. Still have all 3 in the deck, it looks like. So cast Eyetwitch, Connive... We did find the Flare. Really good. Okay, discard the Trawler. Then play Supplier. Connive. I think I do just want the creatures in the graveyard. Not a bad turn. My Baron is a 6/6. I got 13 cards in my graveyard. Are we gonna get Tormod's Cryptid? Maybe. They don't make a construct. They don't make a construct and they skateboard. What does this mean? They have a second Kappa Cannoneer? And so this is Cannoneer plus Cranial Plating lethal? Probably is. So that's 5. 1. I think I go to 1. Oh, but they can cast something off Emery. No, I go to 0 anyways. Dang it. Oh yeah, I guess I missed that they could just recast too. Okay, so we're gonna bring in the forces, gonna bring in the flare. That's 4 cards here. Claw, a little slow. Emperor, probably not the direction we care too much to be in. Down a Wraith. I think I'm just literally never cutting Cling against it. Maybe against Neoform you can cut Cling. Cling is just so good. It's also not bad against Emery. Yeah, this looks fun. I can maybe trim an Overlord instead of a Wraith. Let's do this. Imprint lets you go off from no board. Maybe we want that here. In this matchup, I don't know. I feel like I'm playing like maybe a more controlling. I don't like that Emperor's only good if you just have a bunch of mana and you have Claw on your board, or sorry, Baron in your board. Not your, no, sorry, not your board. Your graveyard. Yeah, cool to lose to Cranial Plating there, by the way. We were not dead if they didn't have it there. Sometimes it's nice to lose to your old friends. So they got an Emissary. They got a Tormod's Crypt. They passed the turn. Let's just, I think, Bowmaster the drone token. I do think Bowmaster got a little bit better against Affinity lately. I've been seeing a lot of people playing. Maybe not everybody's playing it, but I've had a lot of the stupid turtle card cast against me. Whatever that card's called. So I'm a mana short of double Bowmastering. So I think I want to discard the Overlord. Maybe I guess the Tormod's Crypt and stuff. Maybe I discard the Nightmare against the Crypt. Seems okay. Drew another tower. Guess we should do this. I dare you to Mishra's Bauble, opponent. Yeah, Krang. I've been seeing more people play Krang. So like Krang is now like, if it's in their deck, pretty uncastable. Second Emissary. Into an Opal. I don't think I'm supposed to flare right now. I think I need to save it for a Kappa. Their build is a bit interesting. They're playing Mox Amber too and Cranial Plating. Okay, I guess I'll flare now in response because they're hellbent. Maybe I should save it for top deck Kappa though. I don't know that this was better than make a Saga token this turn also. Is it a good turn to just force the Tormod's Crypt? It's probably an okay turn. I guess I don't need to do it right. I can just hold the Nightmare. Just wait. I do think we're about to get skateboarded a lot of the time. Which is not really so bad if that's what they get. I guess they're missing a mana, so they need to draw land to do that. Maybe it is really bad against me, actually. Yeah. They did need to draw the land. They get a Shadow Spear, which is gonna make chump blocking harder, but I don't take as much damage this turn. So I'm down to 17. I draw a Swamp, which is not a bad draw. Let's. I think I'm gonna try to get back Eyetwitch if they'll let me. They might let me. They did, okay. So I don't have, the problem is I don't have green mana to get my disenchant for the construct, but maybe I could still acquire that. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the Origin of Metalbending here. Then I want to see, are you still F6'd here? They are still F6'd. It's kind of dumb. I want to get them to Crypt so I can like discard Overlord to Eyetwitch and then I can like reanimate it. Okay. It was just too obvious that this was bait for too long. Be kind of funny if they have Krang now. Okay, no Krang. So I'm gonna block. Discard Overlord, draw a card. Obviously, we're in really bad shape. Maybe we just need to draw Troll. Okay. I haven't played against Affinity very much lately, but it did have a really good weekend in challenges. Not the worst hand ever. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Now we've got a pretty bad 5, although we do have a Wraith to try to find some more action. I think we have better 5s in this hand. We also have worse 5s. This is probably the best of what we've seen so far. So we're going to keep Crypt, Eyetwitch, Overlord, Swamp. I guess Overgrown Tomb over Swamp. And then I think probably just keep Swamp as well. So the draw against an opponent who mulled to 6, so they're playing a backstreet. There's nothing wrong with taking the backstreets, of course. They graveyard a copy of Godless Shrine. I think we'll just play the Crypt tapped here. Wonder if this is just like black-white. Blink? No. Archaeologist. So it's Gorios. They mill a March of Otherworldly Light and a Frog. I think I'm just going to impending the Overlord here. Try to get as many cards in the graveyard as I can. So Emperor Bone's very good against their archetype, but the Wraith is going to help me. The Wraith is going to help me keep my graveyard filled for Crypt. And I can also just cast Trawler next turn. If they like put a Trax in the graveyard main phase, which is not going to happen very often, if ever. Which would be the same thing, like Emperor Bones would be good against. So they Thoughtseize me. I guess maybe I should have cycled the Wraith in response, because then that would have for sure grown my Crypt abilities. Although it's not like I have a lot to do off them anyways. With the Eyetwitch being alive, or us are unsackable. They do take the Eyetwitch. They got 5 cards in their hand. They don't have a third land. Okay, that's good for us. Klaw is a good draw as well. Don't know if I'm going to... Probably not going to cycle the Troll. Just to think hard casting in this game is probably what we'll just do next turn. See what their hand is. Can see the entire hand. Seems like they're thinking about solituding. I would imagine they would consign really fast if they had consign. Yes, they were thinking about solituding. I'm just going to take that Gorios for sure. Maybe if I had 1 more mana, I would take Gristlebrand and I'd exile their graveyard, but I'm not actually sure I would do that. They do play an Archaeologist. They do find an Ephemerate, which is going to be a good tool for them here. If I draw Flare of Malice, I can't even break it up. So I drew another Crypt of Agadeem, which I do think I want to prioritize playing. It doesn't seem like I should be like in a big rush to... It might be bad to cast the Trawler if they like Ephemerate. Although I took the Gorios from them already. I want to get some pressure online. But I know they have Solitude, so I don't think I'm in a big rush to cast this Overlord. Let's just do this. And having creatures in play in your Nightmare deck is always really good. I have a question about Baron. Troll only casts for 1 black mana symbol. That's right, yeah. Only has 1 black mana symbol in the cost. So they're going to pass with Ephemerate up. Okay. Best top deck. Oh, they have March in their hand, though. I forgot they have March. Should I have waited? It does, like, stop them from casting the Ephemerate this turn. Yeah, we could get Thoughtseize, too. Or we could have Thoughtseize the... Yeah, I don't know. We do have the Troll coming back next... Or the Overlord coming back next turn. Okay, so they march... They pitch a Traxa. I think this is okay, but I did forget they had March for a second. So they're going to Solitude, Prismatic Ending, Ephemerate, Solitude Ending, Ephemerate, Mystery card. So totally fine if the Troll is trading for Solitude plus Ephemerate. I'm also okay if they Ephemerate the Solitude. That's probably a little bit of a win for us because I think we're winning the long grindy game, and I'd rather them just like spend their turn removing my creatures than digging for Gorios, because that's how I'm going to lose this is to Gorios, I think. Although I guess one bad thing is if they go Solitude Ephemerate on their turn, the rebound Ephemerate does get my Overlord. Yeah, I did a YouTube video, Caterpillar, about the cards from The Hobbit. I'm excited for. You can check it out. So they do Solitude. It's probably fine to play the Eyetwitch. I guess it's bad if they have another ending. It's good if they draw Thoughtseize. But like they're going to, I assume, flick exile Overlord instead of exiling Eyetwitch. I guess I get punished maybe if they draw another Ephemerate. I don't know. I think it's okay to play. I do think I want to play around a Thoughtseize. Alright, so they do Solitude my Overlord. I'm at a very healthy life total. And they play a Frog. Okay, so the Eyetwitch is... I'm very happy to see Frog. I can just get to block it, probably. Unless they have another ending. Okay, now it seems like for sure I'm going to get to. So for sure we're going to grab the Draw 2, and then I think the Regrowth also probably good here. So seems like we'll double block if they attack with Frog. If I was them, I would think it's probably correct to not attack with the Frog. Yeah, that is where they land. A lot of good draws for us. This is on the good draw list, since I'm able to kill my own Eyetwitch with it. I'm just going to grab Decorum Dissertation. We got a lot of life for Decorum Dissertation, too. It's fun. Now we have 9 cards in our graveyard for the crypts. We also can target them with Decorum Dissertation, which deals them 6 damage with double Bowmaster in play. Not something that we are going to do anytime soon, but it's a play available to us. They put a Marsh Flats in their graveyard. Yeah, it's nice that it just counts for you on the card. They no attack. Draw an Overlord, which is definitely a good chop deck. Go down to only 28 life. Painful down to 26. Maybe I'm just grabbing Ozai's Cruelty. I guess that's really bad if they have a... Oh, they can discard cards anyways. True Ancestry. I mean, I can get back Baron with Overlord. Do I have a Klaw in the yard? I don't have a Klaw. The 2 Bowmasters to return opponent. I mean, I just mentioned that that might come up, yeah. Okay, they've got 2 Gristlebrands in their hands. I guess I could just get back a Trawler or... Oh, I can get back Emperor of Bones, actually. Don't mind if I do. So I don't think I'm actually attacking with the Gristlebrand this turn, which might seem a little weird. But if I want to use all this mana with all these cards, I need to, like, activate Crypt in my second main phase. But my opponent's had enough and they concede. Oh yeah, I guess we also maybe we should just Emperor the Baron. I don't know. We was it a losable game at all? Possibly not. So we're gonna bring in the extra flare in both Ghost Vacuums. I think I'm gonna trim a Baron. Trim a Wraith. Then I think I like the Claws. Soulstone Overland. I have played Soulstone Overland at some point. We're playing a lot of tap lands at the moment. I'm kind of thinking of that card as a tap land. I'm gonna trim a Bowmaster. Although I don't know, they're a Riddler deck. Maybe this is dumb. Maybe it should just be a second Wraith. Kind of a boring hand. I think we'll give it a keep. Maybe this should be a mulligan. There's something with Street Wraith. Like the Street Wraith is like makes your mulligan decisions always tougher. Well, I like this hand against the turn 1 Nile Spellbomb. I do think I want to cycle Troll. Probably going to get basic swamp since I got a Trawler, and it's going to be just a kind of painful hand in general. So they get a Fountain. They have an Archaeologist instead of a Frog. They mill over a Frog, and they find also a copy of Ephemerate. Got some fond memories of Ephemerating Archaeologist. Why is Troll in the deck apart from the swamp cycling? You don't need me to answer this one, I think. I believe in your ability to understand in the Crypt of Agadeem why we have so many trolls in the Klaw Crypt of Agadeem deck. I think you can figure it out. Does that make me a bad streamer? Maybe. But I'm gonna challenge you to figure that one out. Can I grab an ending here? Got my first RCQ call. I'm going to Baltimore. Any tips? First RCQ. I guess if you're asking, I'm assuming you haven't been to like any big tournaments at all before. Make sure you stay very hydrated between rounds. Make sure you feel very confident in your build. Just like get to a point where you feel very confident. Focus on playing your best rather than focusing on getting specific results. Enjoy the time you spend with friends there, because that's the best part. So I guess one problem with this line is they can spellbomb me, and then they can just show me like an Atraxa or a Gristlebrand, and I have to discard that. They have 2 Ephemerates. It's pretty good. I guess I'll take one. Con Food is a ripoff, so Bring Food. I mean, Bring Food is a good tip, but I always view these events kind of like a little mini vacation, and when I'm on vacation, I prioritize time a lot, you know. I prioritize time a lot, so if the convenience that the stuff offers, I think, is pretty good if you get to save some time. Right, they break on the on the rebound there. $15 for a small sandwich, can't do it. I mean, that's fine. If you can prepare, it's good, but also it's like if you're traveling to the event, like you're flying to Baltimore, your options are pay $15 for a small sandwich, or you're going to go to a grocery store, you can prepare a cheaper lunch, but then this 30 minutes it takes you, you know, it could be spent enjoying the city or, you know, spending some time with friends, right, and enjoying your vacation. So it's just a bit of give and take there. So they choose a Goryo's. We may be kind of cooked here if we don't top deck like a Trawler. Although I guess they have the spell bomb to contain me. Maybe I could represent something. Or maybe I could draw one of my 1-mana graveyard hate spells off the Wraith. Or at least a Flare. I milled a Ghost Vacuum, so that's -1 Ghost Vacuum. Play it out. Ghost with the 5 months. Welcome back. They sack the Spellbomb end of turn. It's kind of a weird time to do it. Excuse me, sorry. I guess I didn't realize they just wanted a card. Fairy Macabre better than Vacuum here. So Fairy Macabre definitely better in this spot where I milled it with Overlord. Ghost Vacuum is so insane against Goryo's. It's really hard for me to like minimize how ridiculous the card Ghost Vacuum is against this Goryo's deck. Not only does it like totally shut them off from like doing their combo plan, but in the late game, it just fucking wins the game. It wins the game. It's just unbelievable how good it is. And like Macabre doesn't do that. It doesn't win the late game for you, but it does have a lot of synergy with your other stuff. And you know, as someone who loves synergy, like I definitely get it. So they have a Consign, not an Ephemerate. I definitely get it, but I just think it's that good. I really just think it's that good. No Spellbomb versus Ghost Vacuum, which I guess Ghost Vacuum. Dude, Ghost. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Ghost Vacuum is ridiculous against Gorios. It's just there's just not a card like it where it stops them for the whole game and then it wins the game when you get to the late game. And if it's stopping them from the whole game, like if you have Ghost Vacuum in play early, they can't kill you fast, and if they can't kill you fast, it's going to win you the game. It's just card's ridiculous. So they could have evoked a Solitude here. Not like that was a huge priority for them. I guess I'm gonna try to draw Flare off of my Connive. Maybe I could have Overlorded and tried to find Eyetwitch, but that wouldn't work because they could just kill it. Not losing via Overlord, getting your best sideboard card is good. It's sweet that Macabre isn't face up. I mean, it would be in this one. I agree. It's good that Overlord can get back to Macabre. Macabre can be really good in this deck. I totally agree. I just think despite that, like that's literally just how good I think Ghost Vacuum is. Okay, on the play for game 3. Like I don't even know that like Fairy Macabre is that good a sideboard card against Gorios either, because it's like the thing with the Gorios deck is they're such a good grindy deck. Their deck is playing Riddler. Their deck's playing Ephemerate. Oh, and speaking of Riddler, I think I want to play the 4th Bowmaster. Their deck's playing Riddler, Ephemerate, Archaeologist, Solitude, ton of removal spells, Psychic Frog, and so like I don't think that these single use like graveyard hate spells are like all that effective against the Gorios archetype. They're definitely not bad, but I think they're not easy to they're not hard to beat. Dead out the 37. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Do you think Ghost Vacuum is better in Gorios over a Spellbomb? I mean, you have to look a little bit more at your matchup spread. Like, is Spellbomb like really important for the Storm matchup? Probably not. But I would rather have Ghost Vacuum than Nihil Spellbomb for the mirror for sure. I have a Vacuum and I have a Troll, but I don't have an actual land, and I have a Cling. I'm gonna mulligan even though I have the Wraith. Hurts to mulligan a hand with both of those in the opener in this matchup. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to click keep. I guess I'm going to put back the Nightmare. I'm not really sure. Do you think Zemo is better than the Eyetwitch Persist deck? There's a lot to like about it. I don't know for sure what's better. I'll say this also. Like when it comes to persist decks, it's kind of impossible to ever know how good they are at all. It's not like very possible to really feel very confident that you ever know how good any persist deck is. Because the variance when you're testing is so high. It's just a lot of it comes down to, do you draw your combo? Does your opponent not draw the hate cards? Like if that's just happening for you, it does not matter what build of Persist or Gorios you're playing. If that's happening, you're winning. And if it's not happening so much, you're not winning as much. And obviously like these builds of Gorios, they have like more plan Bs, and they have some stuff going for them that helps win in those other spots. But it's like I truly don't believe you can ever know how good a reanimator deck is in Modern. I think they made the right call on the Troll there. Definitely gonna take the Archaeologist. Well, but yeah, this is Crypt of Agadeem. Our deck's kind of built around it. It enters tapped, taps for black, and then you can spend 2 mana, tap it to add a black mana for each black creature in our graveyard. Because they play a Delta. We're going to play another Crypt of Agadeem here, and I think we're going to try to hold the Bowmaster up. Maybe they drew a Faithful Mending. But I don't think this is a turn where I'm really dying to Thoughtseize either. They did not draw a Mending. They graveyard another copy of Ephemerate. Let's cast this. Totally okay if they consign the Bowmaster ETB ability. One RCQ with Grixis name, more people pick it up. Yeah, I've been looking at the Grixis, the Dimir Splash Red that we had. I think the deck does look pretty good still. I've been looking at like normal Dimir Flash. We might play Dimir Flash on Thursday. No stream tomorrow. There's some Moto maintenance. So they Thoughtseize me again. I don't know which I'd prefer they take. Okay, they take the C's. I guess that makes sense. Maybe if they have a second Atraxa, they can show me 2 Atraxas, and I'll have to take that. Are they thinking about Solitude Ephemerating? Kind of seemed like they were. So we know their hand is Consign, Atraxa, Solitude Ephemerate. So if the one mystery card is an Atraxa or a Gristlebrand, I guess we get a little bit hosed. Request for Lutri update. I've had a lot of Lutri update requests, and I haven't felt very inspired about it. Oh, sorry, I would see 3 cards because of the +1. Never mind. I haven't been very inspired, but that doesn't mean we won't get around to it. So they find a Backstreets. Nothing wrong with taking the Backstreets, of course. Where do we land on Rhythm, Image 3, Eladamri, and Cub combo? I did not like Eladamri. I liked Formidable Speaker in theory more in the spots where we had Eladamri, and I didn't love Nature's Rhythm. Although I do think it was better than Nissa in like the spots we had it, but it also like wasn't really so amazing like ever where Nissa is like I think when Nissa's good, it's better than Nature's Rhythm a lot of the time. Maybe that I don't know if that makes how much sense that makes. Okay, so I guess we'll be sacking here. So I think it's good to have the yard filled up more than it is to gain a little bit of life in this spot. They pitched an Atraxa. We don't know any card in their hand. Let's go ahead and see if it's a good card to take. I think we just YOLO this. Okay, good card to take. Interesting that they were willing to discard the Atraxa in this spot where they had Gregorios in hand. So I'm down to 12. They're at 13. They've got 1 card in their hand. I'm top decking. I have a lot of mana. And I can cast a Troll of Khazad-dm. Not the best against the Solitude. Like I deal them 6, they drain. Like they 6-point life swing, I 6-point life swing. One of their cards is a Marsh Flatseer. I guess we'll be probably flaring the Solitude. Gonna let them surveil before I cast the flare. Like they could possibly keep it Ephemerate on top, and then we kill the flare, then the Ephemerate doesn't do anything. They do keep a card on top. Might as well upkeep, so if they have Force of Negation, then they have to spend the mana on their turn. And I'll play around Spell Pierce. Okay, so the Force resolved. They did keep a card on top. Let's see if it's like a Quantum Riddler or a Frog. It's an Archaeologist. I guess it is like those cards. And they find an Ephemerate off the Archaeologist. Thankfully, Troll has Super Duper Menace, so they're not going to be able to block and then Ephemerate. We don't know the mystery card either, so they won't be able to block, so they just main phase. They do find a Gorya's Vengeance. They don't currently have an Atraxa in the yard, but they're going to maybe get a rebound next turn. So a little bit scary. And I just draw a Swamp. Sure, I'll play it. I might draw Eyetwitch and then want the extra mana after I cast my draw too. I like that Eyetwitch is like a really good 1-drop to draw these kind of turns. Like it's crazy good to draw Eyetwitch. They don't mill an Atraxa, thankfully. They do find a Nile Spellbomb, which is a little bit annoying. Not a big deal, though. So their hand is Goryo's, Nile Spellbomb, 2 mystery cards. Going to be pretty difficult for them to deal with the Troll. Like, they have 1 Solitude in the deck left. Yeah, they have 1 Solitude. What is Troll in the deck for, I was asked earlier. This is what it's for. They're down to 2. Cycle the Spellbomb. Well, great top deck. Let's see, do they actually have the 4th Solitude and a white card? No, they just wanted to see, would I attack? And I did find the line of attacking. We win that match. Fun match. 3 Overlords. It's a lot of Overlords. think we'll keep. Like, this would be a good 6. Swamp Swamp, Thoughtseize, Eyetwitch, 2 Overlords, so... Probably makes sense to keep on 7 if it's a good 6. I got a Misty Rainforest. Thoughtseize is usually pretty important against Misty Rainforest decks. Excuse you. I really like playing against Infect in the rare times we get the luxury of dueling against them. Always surprised to see it, though. Okay, I'm being asked about Sig. Okay. Enters or transforms. Target creature gains attack, damage, draw a card, transform into protection. I don't know. I didn't love Sig when I played the Merfolk deck. Okay, resolves. I could get I could get Ruinous Waterbending maybe. I think I'm just gonna loot. Okay, then let's go Thoughtseize plus Troll. The next turn we can go Overlord plus Eyetwitch plus Flare if we're desperate. I think I'm taking the Groundswell. Like, the Blighted Agent is really weak to the Flare of Malice, but the Inkmoth isn't. I think if my opponent wasn't going to cast the Groundswell, they should have played the Inkmoth last turn. Considering using Ghost Vacuum instead of Relic for Loki deck is worth trying to swap. In the main deck, Relic's a lot better. Also, Relic Ghost Vacuum doesn't trigger Loki, so it's probably like just has to be Relic. What could you be thinking so much about? To cast the Blighted Agent or not, I guess? They're just typing out a message. So I find a Crypt of Agadeem in the yard. It would be really valuable if we could learn for the regrowth for the Crypt of Agadeem. It's a pretty good chance we'll have time to do so. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Your accent's kind of funny. Every time you say Loki, I hear Loki. We'd also get Ruinous Waterbending next turn. The best case scenario is they attack with the Inkmoth Nexus. I think I do like the idea of going block here, Flare of Malice, kill the agent, get Ruinous Waterbending, try to kill both of these next turn. If they go Pump Spell on the Inkmoth, that's 1. Pump Spell on Inkmoth, that's, let's say this is 1, 5, 6, 7. So I guess I wouldn't be dead if I just got the regrowth. Spock, am I from Texas? You ever have an accent? Yeah, I've lived here my entire 32 years. It may shock you to hear that people from Texas in the city don't really have accents as much. Gab, thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well. We're playing some Eyetwitch here. So I'm going to be at 3 Infected. I think I need to get the Ruinous Waterbending now to not die to a top deck removal spell. We're trying a Chthonian Nightmare Baron Helmut Zemo build. It's been pretty good today. They have no cards in their hand. I guess, yeah, there's, I guess, the Delve spell would get me right. Become Immense. Okay, not the Delve spell. Just drew a Misty Rainforest. I mean, Eyetwitch is just so insane against Inkmoth Nexus. That's what we're going to grab. Baron's been really good. We've cast so many free spells with it. We actually promoted it to a 4 of for this league. It's been great. So they have a pump spell, so we're gonna go block the Inkmoth neck. This is just dirty. We're gonna block, they're gonna pump spell, we're gonna flare, and then we're gonna tutor a reanimation effect for our crypt, I think. Although maybe it's just better to play Baron. I guess I could do both if if I draw a land, I can't play the crypt though. The better line has got to be cast Baron. I could just cast 3 spells for free next turn. So I think this is probably the best card to grab. Oh, we just drew Crypt of Agadeem. Well, we should have saved some luck for next game. That was our problem here. We drew too well this game. Did we draw all 3 of our flares, or did we just draw 2 flares? Alright. So we are up a game against Infect. Always a good day when you can say something like that. We're bringing the Flare of Malice. I think the Fulminators are nice too. Claw's a little slow, but I could see Claw being good. Maybe not on the draw. I'm going to cut the Emperor of Bones. I think I do want to keep the Wraiths, especially because our life total doesn't matter very much. Maybe I'll trim an Overlord. Probably trim a Baron. Trim 1 Claw? Sure. Force of Despair is good. I don't think so. It's like when you're Force of Despairing, you're always 2-for-1ing yourself. You're never killing their thing after they play a pump spell. Like it can be good if they just play a creature, you kill it, and they don't have another creature, but that's kind of the only time I would think. I think the only time I'm willing to cut Kling is against Neoform. Like the Kling is it's just such a good like mana sink in the late game, and it just cycles real cheap. But yeah, I mean we've got Bowmaster, Fulminator, Flare, and then we also just like their Glistener Elves are awful. they just get blocked all day. And I don't think we have anything that triggers the Rot Priest for them. Some tension with Zemo and Kling. Usually, like, if you're escaping Kling a bunch, it's because you have a lot of Crypt mana and you need action. And that's not usually the case with Zemo. Although we have had some games where we play Zemo, we have a ton of mana with Crypt, and we're escaping Kling and we're conniving a bunch. I think it's fine. Hey Zathis, good to see ya. I once Golgari charmed 4 of my opponent's creatures in a Jund versus Infect matchup back in 2016. Sometimes I think about how cruelly Wizards of the Coast errated all of the Infect creatures to be Phyrexian, so that Plague Engineer can name Phyrexian and kill all of the Infect creatures. It's just so cruel that that exists. And if Infect ever became somehow playable again, and you were still playing Glistener Elf, Blighted Agent, Inkmoth, the card Plague Engineer would be so unbeatable. I'm gonna keep this one for sure. Nice hand. Opponent is on a 7-card keep as well. They lead on a Botanical Sanctum. They pass the turn. I have a friend, a good friend of mine. He's on the game design team that we've been working on, and he's one of my only old friends who still plays the occasional Magic tournament. In every Magic tournament, he asks me, "Is Infect playable again? Is Hammer playable right now?" And I always tell him no, and he always plays Hammer anyways. And back in the day, we played one team event together, and somehow at this team event he queued into a Mardu removal spell deck, a deck that's a Mardu mid-range deck that's playing nothing but a million removal spells as Infect. He's a deck I've never played against once ever, and it's the kind of deck you only run into if you're playing against Infect, and it's just so funny he ran into it every time. We might be able to Fulminator Mage the Botanical Sanctum. Gonna wait on the flare. We could double block the Raw Priest and they play a pump spell, then we flare and we get the pump spell out of their hand. Hammer's great. I do think Hammer's good right now. I'm waiting to play it till next week so we can play it with the new Hobbit card. There is something to be said for Hammer being good against Boros Prowess Affinity. Oh, we're just trading. We're just trading. Okay. They killed the Eyetwitch too. I don't know. I'm gonna get the draw spell, I guess, since I've got my mana pretty accounted for because my hand is so good. They don't have a second. Okay, if they have Veil of Summer, we'll let them Veil of Summer. But we'll activate the Fulminator Mage on their upkeep so they can't draw the card. Wild Attack. I guess while I'm telling stories of the olden days, my first ever RCQ, I played against a guy who I'd eventually become really good friends with. I was a groomsman in his wedding, but I didn't know him at all at the time. And I was playing Grixis Delver. Shout out Caleb D. I was playing Grixis Delver against Boggles. And I was playing Grixis Delver against Boggles. And that was the worst matchup ever. It was just like so unwinnable for Grixis Delver. And he played a Boggle turn 1. I played a Delver turn 1. He attacked with his Boggle into my Delver of Secrets. Did not play an aura on it. I blocked with the Delver of Secrets. This is the first PPTQ I've ever played. First top 8 ever. I block. He just never draws another creature the whole match. And I won the game and I won the match. And it was just like I just could not win. I could not win. It was just so unbelievable. My opponent said this is not how I dreamed it would go. Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm kind of Uncle Ricoing a little bit. It's just a fun game. What is this? GG's, I can't recover. GG's. My hand is really good. 2-1. We're on the play against Kihira. Let's keep this. What rule change? So apparently stuff like Chromatic Sphere. So Chromatic Sphere is no longer a mana ability. Like stuff that like makes mana but draws cards or impacts the game, those are no longer mana abilities. You can no longer technically draw a card while searching your library with Glacial Worm. So like, in what situation would you be able to draw a card while searching for Glacial Worm? I'm just gonna take the wreck. So we're up against the Bant Wreck deck from the Pro Tour. I was not a big fan of this build, but it is cool, and I wish them well. You tap Glacial Worm, tapping Milken or Star, removing it from the deck. Okay. A crazy thing to bring up, maybe. So Salavella was a crazy, stupid to consider mana ability. I remember that card from Conspiracy. I always liked that card. Conspiracy was so fun. A Conspiracy draft was some of like the best Magic ever. What am I playing against? I mean, this is a real deck. Let me play against Infect one time. Come on. They do keep a card on top. Maybe they'll counterspell this. I didn't think so. A blessed respite. Okay, I'll take the counterspell. No. No, no, opponent, you could do better than this. It's 2 damage. Opponent, you paid 2 life to Breeding Pool to prevent 2 damage. Opponent, you paid 2 life to prevent 2 damage. What the hell? Alright, they play a Lush Portico. I then play my 2-mana 2/2. Exiling the Respite. Could be boarding out these Flare of Malices for anything. It's the Fulminators. They're playing Turbofog. You could call it Turbofog, I guess. I don't know how accurate that would be. Dude, the Wandering Emperors. They probably make a 1/1, right? Or 2/2? Oh, really? Okay. Why XL there? You're right. I could have said no. Relevant for Baron. Just say no. I do want to find my 3rd land. Probably more than I care about playing Emperor Bones. Could be Crypt of Agadeem. Ugh. 3rd 3-drop is tough. I saw a person posting their PT Wizards deck and they're on Fortress down in the main. Do you think that's reasonable? Reasonable is a funny word for sure. Can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Dude, all my 3-drops are in my hand. I can't get them into play here. Okay, so let's go bring back Emperor of Bones, loot away the Baron, and maybe I can just Emperor the Baron next turn. Did find a land, finally. That's not one of my really good ones. I guess we're ways away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus the 3, but we need the 3 here. I don't know what they're getting off the teachings. Maybe a Solitude. They do get a Solitude. Okay. Okay, I think drawing Crypt, I just want to claw them and then pop off next turn. Do this main phase so I can know if I can send just the Orc here, or if I guess I don't know how much I would care about them solituding the Orc. They pitch Sphinx's Revelation to the Solitude. This equation card is also just so inefficient. I don't know. I just don't get this Bant deck. I really don't get it, guys. I wish I got it. I wish I could be like, guys, this Bant deck is sick. You don't know what you're missing. So they can return Consult and Teachings from their graveyard to their hand if they want. Do you get Dingo's new green white Eldrazi? Yeah. Wrath of Skies is really freaking good, dude. There's not maybe not a lot to get. Wrath of Skies is just like it helps you in like every matchup you're weak to as Eldrazi, and Scepter Chance also like good against a lot of stuff that Eldrazi's weak to. I think it's cool. I don't necessarily think it's good. I did lose to it yesterday. But I was thinking about this yesterday. I think that yesterday might have been the first time that like I lost to a Dingo Brew on stream. I'm not sure if it's ever happened before. I lost to someone that's not Dingo playing a random Dingo Brew, and it's like kind of the opposite of what usually happens. Okay, so they return the teachings, they return the consult the start charts. Saying CFT sucks, and if they don't win game 1, they will draw the match since they can't complete 3 games. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Okay, I'm gonna play the Fulminators over the Flares. Click submit. Is it chasing the high Reclamation Nexus Standard. I don't know. The thing is, am I biased by my own deck building? Because I really liked the Teamer Wilderness Reclamation deck, and I thought Traumatic Critique was like an awesome, great card in Wilderness Rec that also gives you a way to like actually win the game without needing to put like bad cards in your deck. I guess this was more of like we had a couple builds. We had the Wizard build, and we had more of just like a normal Rec build. Like, oh yeah, Flashback was so good too. I don't know. I feel like I look at this and I feel like it looks a lot better, but sometimes I am biased for my own decks. But like when I played these kind of builds, like very low to the ground, like more cheap removal, or maybe not more cheap removal actually, but just very low to the ground, a lot of cheap counter spells. I felt the clunkiness of this build, and this build is like significantly more streamlined, and like this version looks a lot more clunky. I think I'm gonna discard a creature here. According to Goldfish, Druid combo has been 3.5% of the meta over the last week. That is weird. I know people like that deck. I do think it's worse than the Badger Mole deck we've been playing, but I'd love to be wrong about that because it's cool. All right, so let's take the Fulminator to go Zemo plus Fulminator. Oh, right, because I'm going to be one short. I've tried the Wizard Shell. It's so awesome, ultimately unnecessary. Yeah, I think I would probably move more towards this direction if I was going to play it again. Although I guess the other deck, it's more of like a Wizards deck splashing Wreck than it is a Wreck deck splashing Wizards. So maybe I see if I find a Thoughtseize first. Yeah, I do think complexity is probably the main reason. Literally, that Badger Mole deck is the hardest modern deck I've ever played, and I have played like that's my whole thing as I play the weird hard decks too. It's a super narrow PT deck. Yeah, I guess I just don't really understand why this deck was like supposed to be good at the PT. Just all of it was so weird. Oh my gosh, I got maybe a little punished, huh? Although they get punished. They should have responded. Yeah, I did play Hardened Scales off stream recently. I had an awful time, unfortunately, and I cannot recommend it. Harder than Titan. Yeah, I haven't played a ton of Titan, but I probably played like 80-ish matches, somewhere in 60 to 80 range, and I like with Titan, like there's a lot of pattern recognition. Like with Titan, you usually like can look at your hand and like intuit what you're supposed to play based on your experience, and like that's the case for most decks. Is that your experience with the deck allows you to intuit your line a bit easier. But the thing with this Badger deck is that's just kind of not a thing. Like it's almost like every single turn is just so different somehow. I don't think I'm going to be Cling to Dusting. I'm going to keep my Crypt mana. So I think I do want a Supplier before towering. I think with the Crypt especially, we should have a steady supply of things to do. Unless the Baron doesn't resolve, in which case we don't care about playing it after anyways. We do have the Cling to Dust in our hand to find some action if we brick on this first Connive. Yeah, I'm gonna Cling to Dust in response. I'm gonna exile the Orim's Chant. Let's get rid of just non-creatures here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to get rid of one creature, I guess. It's okay. Oh, right. Sorry. Zemo doesn't connive if you cast a spell from the graveyard. Guess that was a mistake. What's the reason for you not use numbers as shortcuts? You're talking about like pressing 6 F6. I play much faster than almost everybody, and I like to not be like super locked in, 2 hands on the keyboard the whole all day every day, you know. This lets me play a little bit more relaxed and still plenty fast. Yeah, we were just talking about Dingo's green white Eldrazi deck. I think it makes sense. Like Wrath and Orm's Chance, like they help you in like basically every situation you're weak to as like your normal Eldrazi deck, and it does make the deck kind of like not that cohesive and a little bit awkward, but it's not always that big a problem. Is that resolved? So I think I'm probably going to sack another Eyetwitch instead of playing a third Crypt. You don't really need a third Crypt. And I think we're just going to make them discard 2 of their 3 cards. Yeah, GG. So it's always so cool to run into Infect. I do think the deck is quite bad these days, but you know, sometimes you can dust it off and try it. This card, a March into Solitude. So they didn't cast the Solitude, so they got probably some kind of card draw as their last card. This was a bit better to cast a Cling to Dust before the Troll. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Wowza. Yeah, so maybe I was not going to cast the Troll this game, although hard to feel bad about her spot. I'm going to go ahead and get back Fulminator Mage. I guess I'm going to sack the Troll to get back Bowmaster, then get back another Fulminator Mage. Just need the Bowmaster for the bodies. Okay, I'm going to wait a beat on the Fulminator. I kind of want to be able to snag a green source. They do kick Consult to start charts. Risky play, giving opponent a win con here. Are you talking about this turn I just took? I don't know what you wanted me to do instead, but this seemed like for sure the best against their deck. Should you have gone Bowmaster back first and then loop 2 Fulminators? I don't know that there was a way to... I don't think there was a way for me to blow up another land here. Because either way, I have to get back a Bowmaster, then I have to get back a Fulminator. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Not get more lands, keep Tron play. Oh, yeah, I think so. Okay, well, my opponent's just giving me another Fulminator Mage target. Oh, no, they shuffled my graveyard away. Cool. All right, let's draw 2. Let's... I guess we play a Supplier first because of the Overlord. Find an Eyetwitch and a Bowmaster. We don't get to deal any combat damage. Yeah, okay, let's grab... I guess I want to Nighmare back those a bit more. I'm thinking about this too long. But I guess I don't know why I'd spend 2 mana on a Fulminator when I can spend 1 mana on one. Remember when my opponent shuffled my graveyard away this turn? Crazy game. Oh no! Sorry, I forgot to tap my Crypt. It's fine. We can still do everything. Their last card was a Solitude. We're gonna go get back a Fulminator Mage, and then we're going to get back a Bowmaster. We're gonna blow up 2 more of their lands. Okay. We 4-1 the last league. Let's see if we can 4-1 this league. Gonna get another prediction going. Have you considered Jet Medallion? I don't think Jet Medallion makes sense because like Crypt of Agadeem is your big mana engine, and it's like I don't think you really like you have the Crypt lets you go really crazy with Nightmare and the way you want to go with Jet Medallion, but it's like it just seems really unnecessary to me. It's also a hard format to play Jet Medallion on turn 2, just like do nothing on turn 2. Yeah, it's not a black creature. I agree. It just doesn't seem like a good plan. A Phyrexian Tower would be a great draw. I would hate if they Force of Despaired me. It does seem like they're thinking about fatal pushing something, maybe. Oh no, they're just typing. Thank you for the content. My boys love watching. Oh, that's great. Why don't you Force of Despair me, opponent, if you like the stream so much? They keep a card on top with the archives, another Esper matchup. We have been winning these so far. They do Thoughtseize me. I guess they're gonna take my Baron a lot of the time. Although anything they take makes, I guess it makes the Crypt only mana neutral. Yeah, I think some of the familiars are legal in Modern. Oh, they might take my Trawler. Any consideration to play Mime for my Baron? What does that mean? Mime for my Baron. Sometimes I know what y'all mean. Sometimes I got no idea. Oh, Balatro Dog. Oh, dude, I haven't played Balatro in a long time, which feels pretty bad. Okay. But yeah, sorry, I should have got that. I was waiting for the wasn't that a Claw turn? No, I think I want to do this. I'm a little bit bummed about this Solitude. Like I think I couldn't see their whole hand with the Claw either. Okay, I only have 4 creatures, black creatures in the yard. So I think I'm gonna go. Sorry, I should attack first. So let's go attack for 2, put them down to 10, make 4 mana, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna buy back Stitcher Supplier with the Eyetwitch, and I'm going to discard Klaw as for the learn. And then I guess we'll cycle this Troll of Khazad-dm. Maybe should have cycled in response to the trigger so we didn't mill the Overgrown Tomb. And then I'm gonna go Nightmare, back the Klaw, sacking the Supplier, and I'm gonna have hopefully just a million cards in my graveyard for the Crypt turn next turn. I've got 8 right now. Take the Gorios. So they play the Marsh Flats, which we knew about. Let's go make 8 mana. Cast Baron, cast Nightmare, connive 1. Probably discard extra Baron. We can just keep getting this back too. Recur, Eyetwitch. Maybe a second Claw is better actually. Although I never mind. I'm gonna get the draw too. Or the discard 2. Oh wait, no, I'm 1 mana short of playing the discard 2. I guess I'll just put Troll of Khazad-dm into play. And I'll get True Ancestry. And we'll True Ancestry back another copy of Crypt of Agadeem. Why not? I think even if they can figure out a way to Gorios their Gristlebrand that's in their hand, we're winning easily, especially with them being at 7 life. Yeah, I thought I had enough mana to also exile the Gristlebrand, but I think all roads are leading to Rome here. Right. Win game 1. Gonna bring in both vacuums and an extra flare. And in this matchup, we've been cutting 2 wraiths and is it a baron? I think and a baron. Yeah. Wait, what does this mean? Okay, so Magico said, reading something from Magic Online, we're excited to debut some quality of life enhancements for combo players with tomorrow's downtime. Changes have been made with speeding up both CEDH play as well as long-standing combos and 60 card decks. With a little setup using existing yield, auto yield choices, and new minion options, you can achieve max efficiency, making treasure over and over, don't care what color it produces, get down to 1 click per treasure, Twin X it's like 1 click per loop. That's awesome. Hopefully it works, but I this is so exciting. Even if it takes a while to figure out, I'm going to be very happy that they're taking the time to do this. Yeah, so not fully automating, but making it much faster it's very cool. Okay, so we are kind of weak to Thoughtseize on this troll. Dark Pools time. It's Dark Pools time. I'm sure it won't lag Moto. Yeah, I hope everything goes smooth. But that's cool. I think it's really big for Magic Online. That's gonna make things a lot better. They take the Bowmaster, which I guess can't be too upset about. Another Daybreak W. I guess I'm gonna go Supplier, sack Supplier, double Thoughtseize, and lose to the frog a lot of the time. Although that doesn't happen right now, thankfully. Still have all 4 crypts in our deck. They should discard frog here and Atraxa. Alright, good play. I wish I had a Trawler in the yard I could buy back with Overlord. I still don't think life combos will be playable. Yeah, it's not really that different from like you could with Spike Feeder. It's maybe one less click. Uh-oh. Okay, I think playing Bowmaster this turn, Bear next turn it's definitely a plan, if not a good plan. Yeah, I don't know that there are any combo decks I'm like dying to try now that now it's gonna be faster. We'll definitely need to play something Thursday to try it out. So I think I want to go ping this frog. Then chump the 3/4 with the 1/1. If they let me. Interesting they flew this one. Maybe that was the better block. I guess I would have made them discard an extra card. Sure. They just fly both. Sure, as well. Then they discard a Flooded Strand. I'm going to take 5 damage down to 6. And I think I'm targeting this frog twice. I'm only making them discard 1 though. And it seems like I'm just gonna lose to my opponents. Oh, sorry, I should have. They already discarded. I could have targeted them. Seems like I'm gonna lose to them just flying the frog twice next turn. Just discard their hand. They have that's the 4th psychic frog right there. All right, let's go to game 3. On the play for game 3. Okay, Snap keeping this. Okay, I guess that wasn't Snap, but I'm keeping this. When you have the MDFCs, sometimes you're like, oh no, I have no lands, and then there was a land all along. Seems like an okay turn to try to resolve Nightmare. I think that's fine. I sell the cards I open just to continue playing. They do keep a card on top. One plays a Delta. Frog. Interesting. So I think I want to grab the draw 2 here. Or draw a bunch. And I think I'd like to play the Bowmaster. Deal them 1. And then Nightmare back the Eyetwitch. I finally managed to catch you online. Yeah, I'm here at the same time every day. Wanted to ask you, what is your preferred version of Namor? I think snares are top tier for local meta. Sleep it up. I think I agree. I like snare a lot. But I would play the Dimir build with a bunch of snares. I think the mono blue version is just too cold to Boros. Although it's actually, I didn't find it to be that bad against Prowess. Funny enough, I've been wanting to play it against some, but have not quite got around to it. Interesting that they're ending the Eyetwitch instead of the Ghost Vacuum here. They take the Nightmare instead of the Decorum Dissertation. But they Solitude pitch tracks. Okay, so I guess they can Frog exile the they can Frog exile the Solitude. So I think what I want to do is let them hit me with the Frog. And then with this trigger on the stack, I want to target the Solitude with Ghost Vacuum, see if they exile this with Frog. Okay, they don't. I'm gonna not let them just wake up to their mistakes. I'm gonna clean to dust my own Nightmare. Second Vacuum. And Emperor Bones. I mean, all very good cards in this matchup. I think I'm worried about my life total with the Dissertation and the Frog out there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Would you change anything in the Dimir version after playing the Mono Blues list for a bit? I was looking at the Dimir version this morning. I couldn't really figure out anything I was dying to change with it. I'm always looking and stuff. I might cut the Tomio, but the thing is I just want another blue 1-drop. I might want to try out Opt in the deck. I want a blue cantrip, but I want it to be instant speed. Well, maybe you don't need it to be instant speed so bad. Maybe you just can play Preordain. They discard Gorios. Then they discard Teferi. So it seems like they're probably going to go for a Quantum Riddler here. They discard a Frog. Then they fly the Frog. Eating Troll, tinning them, killing them with Dissertation, looking kind of real. It is looking kind of real. Okay, very interesting that they didn't just try to draw more cards off the Riddler. Maybe their hand is like 2 Gristlebrands or something that they feel like they cannot get out of their hand. So I've drawn a Trawler. I think I like just attacking for 10 here. I think I've got the right read on what their hand is. Although I guess I should not have top the tower. Have I looked at the Rakdos Abigail? I've looked at it a little bit and kind of felt like I'm interested in playing against some, but I know that's not really saying a lot. So they discard a Faithful Mending. Then they warp a Riddler. So I was wrong about what their hand was. They discard a Backstreet. If I had Untap Tower, would I have a 3/1? No, I just would have had the ability to I would have had the ability to sack this in response to Solitude. Well, I mean, I could have sacked my Emperor for a 3/1, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. So they didn't draw Solitude, so they are leaving the Frog back to block. I could Ghost Vacuum. I guess I'd have to sack my Emperor Bones to Ghost Vacuum. Eyetwitch. Doesn't seem like it's doing much. I guess next turn I could go for lethal with Ozai's Cruelty. Could go for Ozai's Cruelty this turn, actually. And yeah, I think that makes sense to just leave them with only one card. Although I guess if they discard, am I gonna be so let's say they discard their whole hand to 9. Yeah, we don't die to another Riddler, so yeah, let's go for Ozai's Cruelty. Earthbend put them on. I don't have a green source for the Earthbend, but this also puts them to 1. You could kill them 2 turns. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. But like, it's better to do it with this than to give them 2 cards for the first turn, right? Decorum kills them. It kills them next turn. Deals 2 damage to them, and they're at 3. But again, you don't want to give them the cards, I think. So they are going to go to no cards in their hand. So maybe I exile 2 cards with the Ghost Vacuum so they can't fly the frog. That's bad if they draw exactly... Oh, they're... Okay. That was big punt, I think. Oh, I forgot about the Emperor trigger I had. Wouldn't have needed to vacuum that early. But yeah, I think I can block with the Emperor pretty easy. Indoctrination Earthbends for black. Huh. Totally forgot that. I don't even know that they can attack here. I am going to block if they attack, though. Am I? Maybe I'm not. Okay. This is a fun way to try to win a game. The 5-mana Sign in Blood. GG's. Okay, so we 4-1 2 leagues in a row. Deck's looking pretty good. Deck's looking pretty good. There is Magic Online maintenance tomorrow, which is bringing some very exciting changes to combo decks that are going to try to detect loops and like let you turn it, not completely automate, but let you do 1 click instead. That's pretty exciting. We'll pay out the believers here. So I think I'm going to be taking tomorrow off to work on some game design stuff instead of streaming. So I'll see you again on Thursday, then Challenge Friday, and Monday there's a BNR, and Tuesday The Hobbit comes out of Magic Online. So very exciting stuff coming up. We opened nothing, I guess. Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in. I've been your friend Aspiring Spike. Let's find somebody to raid. I think I'll send y'all over to Gingy.